What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 13 of Football Talk. I'm coming at you on 12/7 of 2013. That's right, Saturday before championship weekend in the NCAA. So I hope everybody's doing good today. I want to talk a little bit about my absence, or our absence, whatever you want to say. We didn't do it. Episode 13 was supposed to happen 2 weeks ago. Didn't do it because I was on the road going up to see my family. And then last weekend we didn't do it because we were still full from turkey and really just didn't feel like doing it because there really wasn't any good games on last weekend other than the Alabama game. So actually, sorry, it was 2 weekends ago. There was no good games on. But we just really didn't feel like doing it. I know I didn't feel like doing it. I was just still kind of just coming down from school, which I am done with now. Thank God. But we have a good weekend of football this weekend. We have the NCAA championship games, and then we have the NFL games with some pretty pivotal matchups and some people that can possibly clinch this weekend. So I'm not going to do any scores for the NFL today. We are just going to go through our picks and kind of get the show on the road. So, this is how we do it. My Thanksgiving was good. Leave a comment below telling me how your Thanksgiving was, and that will do, I guess, So we'll see what happens. See what happens with everybody's kind of response. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, then if you celebrate a different holiday, or if you don't celebrate Christmas, just say that, and tell me how it was. How was your other holiday that you celebrate? So that just kind of makes me just feel good, to see how other people are doing. Makes me feel really good. So, all right, I'm going to bring in Kyle, and we're going to start doing our NCAA picks. What's going on, Kyle?
What's going on, man?
All right, so we're about to do our championship game picks for the NCAA today.
All
right, so we'll start off with the Big Ten championship. Ohio State, Michigan State. Who wins this game?
Now, this is going to be a battle of wills. This is a great matchup. Looks like if Michigan State probably playing the best team they played all season, Ohio State playing the best team they played all season. So, it's the number one defense in the country, the most takeaways in the country, the best run defense in the country, against the number one rushing attack in the country. Carlos Hyde and the running back and quarterback in Braxton Miller. Now, basically, Ohio State, simple. You win, you're probably in the national championship because of the widening gap between you and Auburn and BCS. So, it's that simple. I think Urban's going to have his guys ready. But D'Antonio is going to have his guys ready, too. And they want this, as much as they're not in it for just getting to the Rose Bowl. They're in it to spoil it for Ohio State. They don't want them going to the national championship with a cupcake schedule. They know. Mark D'Antonio pointed out, why not us?
Yeah.
So, I think the team with the most heart wins this game. I think this comes down to the wire. But Connor Cook and the Michigan State Spartans show how mature they really are and knock off the Ohio State Buckeyes tonight.
Yeah, that'd be pretty exciting. I think that he'll have his guys ready, and I think Michigan State will play it tight, and I think in overtime Ohio State will win by 3. I think Michigan State has been the most underrated team of anybody in the entire BCS this year.
I agree wholeheartedly.
They've actually played the hardest Big Ten schedule, other than Northwestern. Northwestern's played a pretty good schedule too.
Yeah.
So did Penn State, but Michigan State really had the most. They have the most heart out of anybody right now. But I think with their goal going to the Rose Bowl, if they lose, they can still go. So,
Exactly.
I guess it's more the fact that they want to play spoiler than anything. But I think Ohio State will. I think Urban will get his guys going. I want to see Michigan State win, but also I think Ohio State will win. I think it will just be a good game. I think it will probably be one of the better games today, honestly.
Just think about the matchup between Michigan State and Stanford in the Rose Bowl if that happens.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick. Either way, I mean, it's a win-win for Michigan State. So we'll see what happens. Oklahoma plays Oklahoma State today. It is not the Big 12 championship game, but
One of the games determine it.
yeah, yep. And so, because then you have Texas and Baylor playing later today, which we'll pick in a couple minutes. But I'm gonna pick Oklahoma State to win this game. I think that defense is just, oh my goodness. And I don't know, like they have, and they're at home in Stillwater, so we'll see what's up.
But you think about what they did a couple weeks ago to the Baylor team.
Yeah.
See, they demoralized them in every single facet of the game. Demolished Baylor. Now, luckily for Baylor, Northern Illinois lost last night, so that means Baylor will probably get an at-large bid to a BCS bowl. So that helps them out. But Oklahoma State wins. It's simple. Oklahoma State wins. They get to a BCS bowl, Big 12 champion. And I'm not going to just coulda, shoulda, woulda, but with their only loss being at West Virginia, and West Virginia not even going to a bowl game, you kind of go look back for if you're Okie State, go what if. So, but
yeah,
Oklahoma's got a quarterback problem. They're not on the same page. Chip's job is safe. It's not like he's going anywhere, but they need to get it straightened out there in the offseason and get to a quarterback. But they're going to head to a bowl game after the loss today. I think the Pokes get it done and win the Big 12 today.
yeah, because if they lose, then it opens up the door for Texas or Baylor. So,
Exactly.
yeah, I think Oklahoma State will win. Cowboys roll.
Yep.
UCF, the Knights, who are BCS bound, play SMU today in the AAC championship. Basically, it's not really, but it basically is. But I'm gonna say the Knights will win this game. They're playing a 5-6 SMU team, and I think that UCF will have, they're in SMU. Like they're away, but I think UCF is just they're a better football team right now than a lot of people in the AAC. I think they are the best football team in the AAC.
Oh, wholeheartedly. And the thing, George O'Leary has done a phenomenal job. Blake Bortles at quarterback. Storm Johnson, one of the more underrated running backs in the country. And the fact that they're going to a BCS bowl really helps them not only as a school to get bigger as a football program, but to get bigger in the recruiting as well, because that will show some recruits, hey, they can keep doing this. They'll be, hey, we're here to stay. I think SMU will fight, because SMU is battling also for bowl eligibility. So I think you'll see a lot of fight from the Mustangs. But in the end, Central Florida, as you said, is a better team, and I see them beating them by 2 touchdowns late.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was yawning. That was not good. Oh. All right. Texas and Baylor. At home for Baylor in this game, so it's gonna be a good matchup. I think Baylor will win by 7. And if Oklahoma State loses, then Baylor will win the Big 12. So.
I think, like I said, one of the most impressive things for me is the Texas team this year. Now they haven't had a phenomenal record. I think they're 8-3 or 9-2.
Yeah.
But after they went up early in the season and got demoralized in Provo against BYU, they made a stand. Now I think they're 8-3, have a chance to win the Big 12. Am I correct? If they win against Baylor and Oklahoma State loses, do they win the Big 12?
I believe so. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now with people talking about Mac Brown's job security and all that, that's impressive for Texas. But the way they stood up against teams like Oklahoma this year, other teams, and they struggled out of the gate. But I do think this Texas team has a lot of fight in them today. This goes into overtime. Mac Brown gets his guys ready, but in the end, the more talented team wins, and Bryce Petty, who might I add, the Baylor quarterback, who is returning for his senior season next year, will get the W in overtime.
Yeah, I think that the Baylor's going to run all over that Texas defense. Give up 500 yards to BYU, so they really haven't faced a good rushing attack since then. So,
You got guys like Lake Seastruck, Glasgow, Martin. This team is as talented as it gets in the run game for Baylor.
yeah. Moving on to the SEC championship game. Mizzou and Auburn playing the Georgia Dome today at, 3 o'clock or is that 7 o'clock?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock? I was right in the middle, so let's see. Who you got in this game, Kyle?
Now, I want to ask everybody that listens to this, all 7 people that listen to this weekly, I want to ask you a question. If you had Missouri and Auburn in the SEC championship before the season, put your hand up. Now, put it down because you're lying. What an impressive season it's been from these two teams. Auburn, obviously, 2 miracle wins. Georgia, they have to stick them on their hands and try to catch the ball. Let's just bat it down. They win that game. And then last week's miracle, Jordan Hare Part 2 and Chris Davis's field goal missed return for a touchdown. It's just incredible. They seem like a team of destiny. On the other hand, this Mizzou team battled through adversity, went on the road and beat Georgia, and they lost their starting quarterback, James Franklin, and everybody's like, well, Mizzou's done. They ain't going to go anywhere. They ain't going to beat anybody. They ain't going to win the SEC East anymore. Matty Mock stepped in perfectly. Matty Mock made plays and kept them in the running, and then James Franklin returning made it happen. So, like I said, going back to what I said about Auburn, Auburn feels like a team of destiny, but so does Mizzou. So, I can guarantee you one thing: the Tigers are going to win this game. But
that's very funny. Very funny, Kyle.
I think Missouri, this receiving core is going to be unlike any other receiving core Auburn has gone up against all season. We saw what Mike Evans over at Texas A&M could do against Auburn. He went berserk. How are you going to match up with about 3 of them? You got Torio Green Beckham, LaDainian Washington, Marcus Lucas, the tight end, Bud Sasser, and James Franklin's back in the prolific running attack of Henry Josie, Marcus Murphy. I know Auburn's great to run. Trey Mason, great running back. I think he should be in New York next week for the Heisman ceremony. SEC's league rusher. I really don't think you can leave him out of that. Nick Marshall had a great season, but this Missouri front is also like anything they're going to see. Tony Ely and Michael Sam coming across the edges, that's going to be hard for Auburn to take. Can they make plays out of it? I think Missouri. And nobody, if you've been listening, I know you've pointed this out, Tyler. Nobody's been talking about Missouri.
Yeah, I know.
They think it's a foregone conclusion that we'll worry about Auburn when they win the SEC championship. I think that's fuel enough for Missouri. And then they're the newbies. That's probably why they're overlooked. And they're the newbies, the new guys, win the SEC championship today.
That's going to be big for Missouri. They haven't talked about them at all. And I think Missouri, they have the size up front on defense to really, really be a pain. They got the athleticism at middle linebacker, and they got the big corners. So I think Missouri will win as well. But I think it will be I think it's going to be below 10 points. It's going to be a very good game. But I think Missouri will use the they'll use the force and they'll get it done. So ZOU. So we'll see what happens. Pac-12 championship. Stanford and Arizona State play each other in Tempe, Arizona. And I'm going to say that in triple overtime, Arizona State shocks the Cardinal, and they go to the Rose Bowl.
Wow. And with Stanford, luckily, Oregon ate the bones a couple weeks ago, so they had a chance to get back into this. So Stanford's enjoying it. David Shaw has done a magnificent job at Stanford. I mean, you think about what this program was at, since he's been there with Harbaugh, where this program was at, and then what they are now, is just very impressive. I think Kevin Hogan has a big game tonight on the road. I think Arizona State, Taylor Kelly, surprising season. He's been a great addition for the Sun Devils this year, and getting a game in Tempe is really going to help them. You can't give enough. You can't say enough about Todd Graham's second season, what he's done. But Taylor Kelly will be back next year. But the key thing in here is Marion Grice Sr. Marion Grice, top leading rusher for the Arizona State Sun Devils, is out tonight. That's key. That means Taylor Kelly's going to have to make some play throwing the ball. And I think the front seven of Stanford gets the job done. Secondary, hard-hitting secondary gets the job done. Stanford gets the Pac-12 championship for the second consecutive year and heads to their second consecutive Rose Bowl tonight.
This time won't be against Wisconsin. Yeah, I think it'll be a good game. It'll be one of the most underrated games of the afternoon. So, Duke heads to basically right across the road and plays in Charlotte. The Doogies. They basically head right across the road and take on the Florida State Seminoles. And who you got in this one, Kyle?
Now, you and me both got to do one thing really quick, and that is you have to applaud the job David Cutcliffe has done here at Duke.
Yeah, he started off really bad, and then he's just turned it around like in 2 years.
People said, "What are you doing?" And you're going when he was going there. Speaking of going somewhere, this car just literally went from the front of my entrance of my neighborhood all the way back to this in reverse. So,
what a beast!
But Duke, great season. Do they have the chance to put on the glass slipper and complete the Cinderella story? No chance. As much as I would like to see Duke win this game, Florida State is going to maul the Blue Devils. Florida State has depth. Jameis Winston may get arrested for what he does to Duke tonight. Ugh. I mean, I'm glad on the subject of Winston, I'm glad all the charges were dropped. He's probably the Heisman winner now. Good for him. He's going to be back next year, which is great. I hope I love Johnny Manziel too, but the fame kind of got to his head in the offseason. I think Jameis is more, to me, he has a higher demeanor. So I think that'll be better for Jameis. I just think he's going to have a great game tonight. He's one of the best players in the country, and I think he sends his Seminoles to their first PCS championship game since 2000 tonight with a massive win over the Duke Blue Devils.
I actually beg to differ. I'm going to say Florida State will get themselves caught looking ahead and thinking of all the glory that will be the BCS National Championship game. And I think it will take 2 overtimes to beat Duke tonight, this afternoon. So I'm picking Florida State to win in 2 overtimes, and Duke will go to a bowl no matter what.
I think Duke may come here. Duke may come here to Atlanta to face Johnny.
No, you said it. You said it yourself. They don't want Duke because Duke doesn't travel well. So
they may come here anyway.
Well, then I guess there'll only be Texas A&M fans in the crowd, like you said. So,
Yeah.
but I think Duke will give them all they got. Duke likes to. They play.
2-quarterback system.
Well, yeah, but they also play. It's like a hybrid of 3-4 and 4-3 defense, and
the defense has come up huge in some games this season.
Yeah, and their secondary is very stout and they're very good. So we'll see what happens. I think it will be a good game. But I could see it running away early, but also I could see it, like I said, going into 2 overtimes. It just feels like that kind of atmosphere, I think, with Duke basically being right next door to their campus. So we'll see what happens. Moving on to the Mountain West Championship game. Utah State and Fresno State play each other tonight. And that's like really the only game that's left. I'm going to say Fresno State will win because Utah State is like 2-6. So
I think Fresno State will win as well. I think you got to look at David Carr. I mean, is it David or Derek? Got to get those confused. I think David was the first overall pick in the 2002 draft to the Texans. So I think it's Derek Carr. Amazing season. What he's been able to do at Fresno State.
It is David.
Oh, what?
It is David.
What? Okay, well, what am I thinking?
I don't know.
No, but you can't say enough about what he's done for that program and to help them recruiting-wise. Probably one of their best seasons ever. I mean, Derek Carr has done an amazing job. So I think Utah, great. They've been stepping it up a little bit the past couple seasons with big wins over Utah and other teams. But just tonight's not their night. Fresno, one of their best seasons in school history. I think they get it done tonight and head to a very nice bowl game.
Yeah, you remember Matt Moore, who played for the Carolina Panthers?
Yeah, went to Oregon State.
Yeah. I don't mean to laugh, but it's just kind of funny. Yeah, Fresno State should win. Bulldogs. I think Bulldogs will win by 14 in this one. I just got them doing that. I mean, come on now. It's Utah State. Yeah. All right, moving on to the NFL. we got some decent games this weekend. We'll start with the one that if the other team beats my team, then I'm guessing that there will be some comments said to me on our fantasy football league, which are completely retarded. So, and stupid, because Falcons fans has no room to talk for no matter what. Because you lost the Buccaneers.
Fans right now, I want you to say one thing to Falcons fans right now, and that is?
You want me to trash talk?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you could say, they could kiss something.
Yeah, I'll say that for a couple weeks from now, whenever my dad and my team plays. But yeah, Atlanta Falcon fans, I'm sorry that you completely sucked this year and had to win in Toronto against the Bills, because we all know that if you had played in Ross Wilson Stadium, you would have gotten your butt kicked. So, I mean, I understand that you can't go away from the Dome because your wings always tend to get clipped. And
Go back to Toronto.
I'm from Winnipeg. So, I'm sorry, Atlanta Falcons fans, that we scored 42 on you in the playoff game, and you guys have never turned around since then because you guys suck. So, have fun getting that third draft pick in the draft this year. So, moving on. So, the Falcons go up to Green Bay, take on the Packers, and of course, Green Bay will win to go to 500. So, with one tie. Boom. There we go.
I agree with you. I think the Packers, that one plays well at home this weekend. I mean, this is not the Falcons are playing better. We got lucky last week with a couple ill-timed fumbles from the Bills, Stevie Johnson and Scott Chandler. But got to give credit to the Falcons for what they've done. I mean, kind of winning last week kind of gave them a little bit of confidence going into this week. I think this game is going to be closer than the experts think, just because the loss of Aaron Rodgers is so detrimental to the Packers. But obviously, I got the Packers by 6. I think Jordy Nelson has a good game. Fantasy points, crossing my fingers. So, yeah.
Yeah. And, if Atlanta does end up winning, I'm not really that scared of anything that the Falcons fans say.
I mean, they wouldn't beat Rodgers if Rodgers was playing. They would have to, if they can only beat Matt Flynn, then that's just sad.
If they can't beat Matt Flynn,
that's even worse.
Yeah. So the Raiders head into MetLife to take on the Jets this weekend. And I'm going to say Oklahoma. Wow, I almost said Oklahoma. Oakland will bounce back and win by 8 in this game against the Jets.
Now, Oakland, I got to give them credit. They played my Cowboys last week on Thanksgiving. They had a hell of a game. I got to give them a lot of credit. Rashad Jennings became the play. Matt McGloin had a very good game. So they're playing a Jets
McGloin. Matt McGloin.
They're playing a Jets team that is struggling so mightily right now. I mean, they're struggling more than Paris Hilton on a 3-day bench.
Boom.
Geno Smith. We praised him at the beginning of the season. In the last 3 weeks, he's gone from chicken salad to chicken poop. So, I got the Raiders here. They're playing better football right now. And the Jets just keep tumbling, and Rex Ryan's job security gets worse and worse.
God, I hate chicken salad. Dolphins head into Pittsburgh, take on the Steelers. I think the Steelers are actually one of the most dangerous teams right now, quote unquote. I don't think anybody really wants to play them, just because even though they lost to the Ravens on the most bizarre 2 minutes left in the game I think I've ever seen. But
45 minutes here, and we're still at only 125 left in the fourth quarter.
Chris Collinsworth ran out of jokes to say. It's like John Madden talking about, like, oh, if you get to the 1 yard line, you're near the goal. It's like, no joke, Jesus. So if you get to the end zone, it's a touchdown. I'm picking the Steelers to win. No way, man. Even my grandma didn't know that. Yeah, so I'm picking the Steelers to win. I got to just for brownie points with my dad. So, yeah.
I guess I'll get some brownie points while I'm at it. I got the Steelers as well. Like I said, this is a Steelers team that they have one of the better receivers in the NFL. I know the record doesn't reflect that. Antonio Brown is playing as good as any receiver in the National Football League right now. Their running game is now just starting to get going. Hope Le'Veon Bell is okay. My prayers for him last week after that nasty hit. They got a good. This is one of those teams, kind of like the 05 team. They get in the playoffs, you don't want to see them. One of those teams.
Yeah, you never want to see the Steelers in the playoffs. So.
Well, and that's why I'm going with the Steelers. I think the Dolphins got a good win last week, but I think they're good win in New York, but who's not beating the Jets this year? Falcons and Saints. I just think the Dolphins.
Patriots. God. Oh,
I think the Dolphins are going to struggle against the Pittsburgh defense, so I got Pittsburgh.
Pretty sure Lamar Woodley comes back this week too, so that'll be a big boost to that defense. The Indianapolis Colts head into Cincinnati to take on the Bengals, and I believe the Bengals clinch this week, don't they? If they win.
No, it will be the Colts. The Colts win, and the Tennessee Titans lose in Denver, and the Colts will be division champions.
Well, I'm picking the.
Actually, I actually think if it's just the Titans lost because they swept the Titans, so they would hold the tiebreaker. So I think if a Colts win or a Titans loss would give them the division this week.
All right, well, I'm picking the Bengals to win anyways, and they're gonna win out in a late game at home. They pull out a win at late. I think they'll probably. I think it could go almost overtime because Bengals always seem to play in overtime. But I think the Bengals will win. The Colts are doing. I don't know what's up with them. Their offense. They haven't played in 2 weeks. But Jesus, we saw that. Is that right? Did they play last week?
No, they won last week. They beat Tennessee last week.
That's right. Okay, but still.
That, they got smoked in Arizona.
Yeah, I was about to say we saw them get smoked in Arizona. So, I don't know. I could see. I think the Bengals will win.
I agree. I think the Bengals have more to play for at home. They're trying to get some distance between them and the Ravens in the division. They're close to clinching the division, so that's what they want. They want a home playoff game in Cincinnati in front of their home crowd instead of going on the road. They're not going to have to go to Houston this year in the playoffs like they had to the past 2 years. So, I think Cincinnati at home is a different animal. Plus, I think the culture is struggling right now, especially on the road. I just think Andrew Luck is losing one of his key weapons. Trent Richards is not fanning out. It's really hurt this team. I think the defense comes ready to play. I think this will be close going into the fourth quarter, but in the end, I think Dalton makes more plays. He got the better options on offense with Bernard. Green Ellis playing better, which is good for them. That's what they need him to do. And A.J. Green, obviously, in the receiving core. Bengals get the W. He can get one step closer to a home playoff game.
Yeah, we all know that we don't want to have to go to Jacksonville in the playoffs. Oh, wait. I know. I'm about to laugh at this next matchup, man. Jesus. The Cleveland Brownies go into Foxborough to play the Patriots.
I love Brownies.
Yeah, so do the Patriots. They're going to be eating them all up. Patriots win big in Foxborough. Against Brandon Weeden. I mean, dear God. So
this is going to be fun for the Browns. Browns struggling right now. Weeden's out. All the Browns fans are like, thank you so much. No, Weeden, I don't know how to explain it, but Andrew Siciliano on the Red Zone channel on the NFL Network explains it best. Whenever they cut to the Browns game, he just says, you know what just happened? Wheaton just happened. Jason Campbell going to get the start. I think Josh Gordon against Akeem Talib is a key matchup in this game. I think Akeem Talib is going to really shut down the number one threat on the Browns offense. Browns defense will come ready to play and maybe force some fumbles and maybe force Bill Belichick to have a hernia. But I think the Patriots win big as well.
Yeah, I think Brady's kind of in the zone, especially after coming back against Houston.
Brady, when Gronk back, he's starting to get in the zone. If Patriots get to the AFC Championship, I'm telling you, folks, they're going to go to the Super Bowl and then they win it.
Yeah, it's feeling like one of those teams that they're really catching fire late. But I think whoever gets the 5th or 6th seed this year will win on either side. Maybe more on the AFC side than the NFC side because, yeah, they don't really want to have to go up to Seattle. So, Lions head into Lincoln Bank Financial, whatever the heck the field is called, take on the Eagles. And I'm going to say Lions will win in Philly. And Megatron will have a big gay. Wow, big gay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I saw Jay's name on this page, and I just thought, oh, let's add a synonym to his name. No, Megatron will have a big day against Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think Foles, like I said, I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm supposed to be biased on the subject for most people. Honestly, I posted on message boards and I'm apparently biased. Nick Foles is a great player. He played great towards the end of last season, and he's played great this season. But he's already played the Cowboys once. The Cowboys, as you know, have one of the worst passing defenses in the league, and Foles couldn't do anything. So I'm still not sold on Foles. He's not really hasn't gone against some an elite defense yet. This is not an elite defense by far. I think he'll have a good game Sunday. Maybe he'll throw an interception. I don't know. But the Lions have more to play for right now. I know the Eagles have a lot to play for, battling for the division. But the Lions are trying to create distance between themselves and everybody else in the NFC North to try and get that division and get a home playoff game. So I think Bush has a big – I think they're going to exploit this Philadelphia defense for what they really are. I know the Philadelphia defense is playing off the charts lately. But I think in the end, Calvin Johnson has over 150 yards receiving and a touchdown. Reggie Bush has over 100 yards rushing and a touchdown. Stafford has a big game. I think McCoy and Foles and Sean Jackson keep it close. In the end, 27-24, Lions.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game. Another good game, which I believe I get on Fox. The Buffalo Bills head into Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I cannot talk, dude. Oh, my God. Freaking school. Jesus. I'm going to say that the Bills will play it really, really good, but Mike Glenn will have a good game. And is it Mike? Yeah. Jesus,
I'd
man.
like to apologize openly to Mike Glenn and bashed you. You played not so well towards the beginning. I openly, you probably will never hear this, but I openly apologize. I think you're going to win the starting job. I think you're going to be a great quarterback in the NFL, and somebody was right on you, and that's the guy I'm talking to right now.
I'm sorry. God. Oh, I didn't mean to cough in the right part. Yeah, I think Buccaneers will win their 4th game of the season. So
I think the Buccaneers get a big W. I still don't think Shiano keeps his job after this season. I think there's a coach that can fit this system better. But what I do think is, I think Vincent Jackson has a big game. I think Tyquan Underwood could have a big game. And Bobby Rainey could have a big game. So I just think the Bills are in free fall now. They had a chance to get back in the playoffs last week against the weeping Falcons team, and they made a couple mistakes late. And I just don't think they're going to, against Revis, covering weather, Stevie Johnson, that's not going to be a good matchup. I got Buccaneers.
they played the Panthers last week, not the Falcons.
No, I'm talking about Bills.
Oh, the Bills. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Good.
I could see almost Orgeron going to the Buccaneers. They're pretty cool.
Also, any other coach in America, Division I football, if you're in a Power 6 conference, one of you doesn't hire Ed Orgeron in the offseason, I will never understand
I
why.
know. But how about Chris Peterson going to the Washington Huskies, boy?
Ed Orgeron, you'll probably never hear this as well, but you have my 100% backing. You should be a head coach in a Power 5 conference, because the AAC doesn't count.
Unless he goes to UCF, then it does count.
George O'Leary's got a good job there, unless he retired.
No, I mean as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, Chiefs and Redskins in the Battle of the Nations, which I'm pretty sure there will be some kind of picketing outside this game. Chiefs head into Washington, and I'm going to say the Chiefs will win in a close game, very close game, but I think the Chiefs will win. They are too happy about that Broncos loss last week, so.
Now, the Chiefs can clinch the playoff berth. I think Alex Smith and them are going to play better. I think the defense is going to want to play better. RG3, just not the same guy. Offense not making the plays at the right time. I got the Chiefs.
Yeah. I want Alfred Morris to have a big game, though, so. But, yeah, so moving on. Oh, poor Titans. Dear God.
Yep.
Titans head up to Sports Authority Field. I miss what was it, Efesco?
Yeah, it was in Vesco Field at Mile High.
Yeah. But they go up to Sports Authority Field at Mile High, and they're going to get their butts kicked. Broncos win. Well, hold on. Hey. Titans will play them close because that defense is stingy.
That secondary is physical enough to get physical with some of the Denver receivers, which will keep them in the game. Ultimately, Peyton Manning and the guys get it done, but they'll be surprised if Tennessee hangs around for a little while.
It'd actually be kind of funny to see them looking past the Titans and the Titans beating them.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. Which brings us to another good matchup today or tomorrow. Dear God, man, I just need to go back to bed. Which could really decide who gets the 6th seed. Honestly, possibly in the playoffs. The Rams and the Cardinals play in the red zone in Glendale, University of Phoenix Field or Stadium, and it would be a very good game. But I think that Cardinals will win just because I think Clemens will maybe throw a couple interceptions against that really good secondary. So, but I think the Cardinals at home this season have just been killing everybody. So, especially the Falcons. Well, of course, it's just the Falcons. Never mind. But definitely the Colts. That was definitely a big shocker. And Carson Palmer's playing well. Larry Fitzgerald will have a good game. Andre Ellington's out, so Rashard Mendenhall will be like, "Yay! I finally get to touch the ball and not fumble ever! Yay!" That's a lie, but so yeah, Cardinals will win.
Yeah, I got the Cardinals as well. I think Larry Fitzgerald is going to have a good game. I think Mendenhall, like you said, will have a good game. Carson Palmer, he's not the best quarterback, but he's what the Cardinals need right now. That defense is starting to play better. And this, I don't think the Rams have a shot at the playoffs, but the Cardinals will certainly do. This would be a big win for the Cardinals going forward. They can get to an 8-win season, which not a lot of people thought. People thought the Rams were going to be the surprise here, that the Cardinals were a year away. Well, the Cardinals are here now, and they want a shot at the playoffs. So, Cardinals going to win.
Have you seen that RG3 and Carson Palmer Heisman House commercial?
Yes.
I love that thing.
Speaking of, wait, you mean RG3 and 9?
I like that. I was original one. That Matthew Stafford thing was like, knock knock, who's there? 0-3, 0-3 who? RG 0-3. God. Okay. Giants head into good old Qualcomm Stadium to take on the Chargers. I'm going to say the Bolts will win their 6th game tomorrow.
I agree. I just think Giants playing good football right now. Got kind of lucky with a refereeing blunder by, of course, Jeff Triplett, who's the almighty of horrible referees in the NFL. Besides the replacement refs, but
screw you.
Oh my goodness, we have a chance after we started so bad. Yay, go Giants. No. That secondary is going to get torn apart by the Chargers. Phillip Rivers, the other guys, Keenan Allen, I think is going to have a huge game on this defense. I think guys like Ryan Matthews and Danny Wentz come out of the backfield and make big plays. I just don't. In Qualcomm, if this was in New York, it'd be a different story. But in Qualcomm, Phillip Rivers is going to have that face he has on the memes and get it done.
You mean Keenan Allen, the player that Jay didn't get?
Yeah. Hey, I didn't get it either, so.
Yeah, no, but Nathan got him, and Nathan was probably just sitting there just like chuckling like, screw you, Jay. So. The next 2 matchups, maybe 3 matchups that we have on here are probably going to be the best games. Monday night, Sunday night, and I think it's a late game on Sunday afternoon. We'll start with the Seahawks and 49ers in Candlestick. And who you got in this one, Kyle?
Now, this is going to be a battle of wills. Niners need this game more than anybody because they need to create some distance between them and the Cardinals desperately. This is a game that the Niners are really going to have. And the Seahawks, obviously 11-1, they just demolished the Saints. Made the Saints look like an amateur team.
Well, the Saints can't travel at all. They cannot play in cold weather.
That showed me that nobody wants to go up to Seattle, but this game is in San Francisco, so San Francisco is going to have to make plays down the field, which some teams have been able to do against Seattle. I think they're going to be able to with the return of Crabtree. I think Manningham's going to be able to make plays. I think Bolden and Davis. Gore may not have a very good game, but I am certain that this game will come down to the wire. Russell Wilson has a pretty good game, and here's what I'm going to go with. In overtime, a David Akers 39-yard field goal will give the Niners a massive win. And one of the best new rivalries. 49ers get that. I
actually have the Seahawks winning by 3. That's actually kind of funny. I think Seahawks will win this game just because they'll play Kaepernick the same way they played him at home. They'll make him make decisions that he doesn't want to make, or he does want to make. I don't know what's going through his mind. The biggest thing that the Seahawks have to worry about is Frank Gore. and whether or not that he gets going. Because if you look at their last wins, whenever Gore gets going, they win the ball game. So they have to stop Gore. So I'm thinking Seahawks will stop Gore. They got to keep down their penalties. They're the worst team in the NFL with penalties. So they have to keep those down. And if they keep those down, then they'll win this football game. If they start getting pass interference calls and all this other stuff, then they're going to lose the football game. But I think Seahawks will win by 3 on a Steven Hauschka field goal. Gore. Moving on to Sunday Night Football. Panthers head into the Superdome to take on the Saints. And I want to call this one right here and say by 14 in the Dome, Panthers will shock the Saints.
Wow. Now, the Panthers coming off, still riding an 8-game winning streak. What a phenomenal ride it's been from Riverboat Ron and the Panthers. Cam Newton's playing really good football right now, but then his supporting cast has really stepped up, especially in the backfield and especially the number one defense. Now, the last time we saw the Saints on Sunday Night Football, they demolished my Cowboys and demoralized them. So there's that. I think Carolina's defense is obviously much better than the Cowboys' defense, so I think this is going to be a very good game. And it comes down to who's going to be able to make plays late, and I think against that defense, I don't know if Drew Brees is going to be able to make those plays. So I'm going to go. I think Cam engineers a late game drive and a pass to Steve Smith ends this game, and doesn't end it, but gives the Panthers the win. 34-27 in a high-scoring game.
They have to take Jimmy Graham out of it completely.
Exactly. If they can take Jimmy Graham out of the football game, then they have a really good chance.
Do what the Patriots did. Put your best cornerback on them. Like they did. Patriots put Aqib Talib on Jimmy Graham and shut him down. He only had 1 reception that whole game. Or no, he had 2 receptions that whole game. So that's all you got to do. So, yeah, so we're both taking the Panthers. That's nice. That's good. I'm not going to pick the Saints. Screw that. However, Monday night, the battle of the women beaters, as Brandon Marshall and the Bears take on the Des Bryant and the Cowboys. Actually, sorry, not Brandon Marshall, because Alshon Jeffrey is better than Brandon Marshall in his own eyes. So, who you got in this one, Kyle? Of course you got the Cowboys, but to say why. So.
And here's why. I think Josh McCown's playing. I think Josh McCown's going to have a good game. This is going to be a tough game for the Cowboys, but Romo, I think, and to the people out there that despise Romo, that don't think Romo's a good quarterback, he deserves some of your praise right now for what he's been able to do with this team. He's playing as good as any quarterback in the NFL right now. You can make the argument after Rodgers, Breeze, Brady, and Manning, he's there at number 5 right now. He's playing that good. He's playing. Everybody's like, oh, he doesn't deserve that contract. He's playing like he deserves it. He's getting the ball out to his receivers and he's making plays. He's playing well right now. Now on the big stage on Monday Night Football, can he get the job done and silence some more critics? I think against a weak run defense, it's not going to be more Tony Romo. I think it's going to be more DeMarco Murray that's going to have a big game. And I think I think Des Bryant has a pretty good game. And I just think it's going to be up to the Cowboys defense. Can the Cowboys defense contain Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey, Martellus Bennett, and Matt Forte? If they can contain them for most of the game, the Cowboys will win this game. I think they do that. Mo Claymore has already said, give me some of Brandon Marshall. Derek Carr has already said, give me some of Alshon Jeffrey. Let's go. Cowboys are ready. Bears are ready. But the Cowboys will get this done on Monday night.
I want to bring you back to last December. These two teams met in Cowboy Stadium. December. This is going to be December 8th, tomorrow. Historically, Romo is not very good in December. And last year, he threw 5 interceptions against the Bears defense and in Cowboy Stadium. Now, it's a little different defense. There's no Urlacher. I think he may have been out that game.
No Urlacher, no Briggs.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. But I think Josh McCown, McGloin gave the Cowboys a fit, and McGloin isn't as good as McCown. Oh my God, Jesus. Oh, man, I can't even say it. Dear God, this kills me. Bears shocked the Cowboys in Soldier Field. Oh, God.
Okay, then.
I'm just going to say that just because I think that, and I never picked the Bears, but for them to make the playoffs, they have to win this game. Because you have to think about it, though. If Rodgers comes back, Packers aren't losing. So, well, maybe to the Cowboys, apparently. So, I don't know. It's gonna be a good game. Jesus. I think it's Soldier Field. I think the part that's making me pick the Bears is because it's in Soldier Field, and it's the home field advantage. I think that's what really made me pick the Bears. And that really it was hard for me to do. So we'll see. It'll be interesting Monday Night Football. Hopefully, it will be a good Monday Night Football game. All the ones this year have just sucked. So last week was very satisfying just because it was fun to see the Saints suck and blow a nut. But all the other ones, like all the prime time games, other than some of the Sunday night games, it's really blown. All the better games are always at 1 o'clock. So we'll see what happens though. It'll be an interesting week in the NFL. I think the Panthers-Saints game and the Seahawks-49ers game will be the best games of the weekend. And I think kind of the surprising game will be the Colts and Bengals.
Yeah, I do. That'll be a good game. And on a non-football related note, the Mamba himself is back Sunday night against the Raptors. Kobe Bryant is back.
Woo! Kobe's
back.
Back again.
Good thinking.
Hopefully he won't have hashtag the retorn, right?
He's my favorite player in the league, man.
I know. But hey, Portland, Spurs, and the Pacers are all tearing it up, so.
That's right, dude. Speaking of tearing it up, how about, got to give a shout out to Kyle Korver for that 90th straight game with a three-pointer, man.
Jesus.
Just unbelievable. Also, got to give a shout out to my Brooklyn Nets. Keep losing, baby. You on the Hawks draft pick next year, so keep losing.
I'm going to give a shout out to the Heat for losing by 20 to a pretty bad Bulls team. There you go, Heat. That's the way to...
Did you hear about Chicago? They had a bandwagon cam.
No.
And they put it on a Heat fan. Oh, that made me laugh so hard.
That's fantastic, man. They should do that every single game. That should just be like the new trend. Everybody should have a bandwagon cam and just show Heat fans.
Yeah.
So where were you guys in 2009? Oh, there's only one person there?
I was playing for the Colts.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite team now? Broncos.
Broncos. Yeah. Or it's like, the Lions were your favorite team before they went 0-16, right? Yeah. Well, who's your favorite team now? Seattle.
Seahawks.
The Seahawks. Actually, I'm more of a Giants fan. I prefer the losers. So.
I'm actually a Jags fan. I'm so sorry. Are you dying?
Yeah, like the 4 that actually show up. I actually had a Jags fan in one of my classes this year, and he was so excited. He was like, "Yeah, we finally got 4 wins." It's like,
Yay!
it's something fun.
They're the hottest team in the AFC right now.
I know.
3 out of their last 4. If they win out, they can go to the playoffs.
Hey, with that race, man, if everybody else is like dropped dead, like everybody else's planes just crash and they can't travel anywhere, and Jaguars like, yay, woo! The Broncos get stricken with a staph infection. They go down to Tampa, and they're like, oh god, we can't play anymore. And then the Jaguars take the number 1 seed in the playoffs.
Oh my goodness! Gotta give some credit to that. Robinson Cano, Curtis Granderson, and Carlos Beltran getting that money, especially Cano, man. Woo.
10 years, $204 million.
240.
200. Oh Jesus! I wish I had that much money.
Well, we both dude. I'd be set for life.
It's kind of like the stupid. Oh my gosh, these the guys on Madden that you offer them like $800 more than they wanted, and they're like, no, I don't want it.
Hey, but you know what? Let's go spend it all on hookers and weed and beer in the garden.
Okay, Jacoby Jones, don't get me excited. All right,
man. This is a good talk because it's a great football talk. So
yeah.
For football talk, I'm signing off this week, championship week. We'll get to you with our bowl picks next week, obviously. One last thing, MIG.
ZOU.
Yeah, all right, later.
See ya. So thank you guys for tuning in to Football Talk this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys would like to leave a comment below, tell me what you guys think about this week in the NFL or NCAA. Hit me up on Twitter with any tweets or anything like that. Or if you guys find any cool articles on any football players or anything like that, just let me know. Shout out to Kyle. Thanks so much, man. That was awesome. Good way to bury some teams today. And I guess I gotta go get myself a new shovel, but it's kind of raining outside, so I really can't buy me a shovel today. But go Packers. And I'm sorry, Falcons fans, but if you keep on fighting this way, maybe you can get Jadeveon. That was too weak. That was too weak. I can't even. Screw it. I messed up my own little joke. But you can probably get Jadeveon Clowney for free at this point. So yeah, this is Football Talk. I am Marksman, and I will see you guys next week, hopefully. But we won't have any NCAA to go over, just be NFL. But peace out.